Yo, 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 yo. What up? What's going on, YouTube? It's your time again. Now you listen to the episode of Real Talk Gospel. And we're going to talk about episode 27 on the Real Talk Gospel. Is the mark of the beast. Hit the like button before I talk about this video. And we're going to tell you, and I'm going to explain this to you. We're going to explain this and we're going to break it down to you. And we're going to talk about the episode since day one on the Real Talk Gospel. So subscribe. If your notification, hit that bell. On each and every episode I dropped out on the Real Talk Gospel. So let's get this started. The mark of the beast. Anybody what the mark of the beast is? So if you don't know, now I'm going to let you know, I'm going to explain what mark of the beast is. Mark of the beast is a mark on your hand and your forehead that you're going to be getting mandatory. So the mark is for to go buy and go sell if you run a business. Hit the like button. And if you refuse to get this mark, you going to be executed and you're going to be in a whole lot of trouble if you refuse to get this mark. So I'm going to tell you one thing about the mark. The mark is going to tell you, it's going to explain to you how it's going to look. And it's going to look even like a barcode, or you going to get something similar like a rice-sized chip go be inside of your hand. So it's when the rapture gets here, that's when they're going to start immediately. And they know that when money start getting worthless and start getting useless, then that's when they're going to start with the mark. Hit the like button. So I have some verses I'm going to tell you, explain to you about the mark. So we're going to go to Revelation 20:4. And we're going to explain this to you about the mark. So it says here, then I saw thrones and seated on them, where those who won the authority to judge who committed. I saw the souls of there who has been beheaded of the testimony of Jesus and for the word of God, and those who are not worshiped the beast, or the image has not received the mark on their forehead or their hand. They came life and resigned with Christ for 1,000 years. Now, if the one, so it explains to you that you gonna resign with Christ, and them the ones who not have the mark on the beast, them the ones who's gonna have the mark of the don't have the mark of the beast on their hand and forehead. What they gonna do is he gonna take the ones that don't have it, that refuse to get it. So people rather to go stick with Jesus Christ than have this mark. So then what they gonna do, I'm gonna explain this to you. What they gonna do is, if you don't receive this mark, and it's gonna be mandatory. Well, if you don't receive this mark, then you're not gonna be able to get a job. You're not gonna be able to get a place on your own. And if you're living with roommates, you can even get evicted, and they're not gonna take no more of your money. Hit the like button. And so what they gonna tell you is, I has went over and explained all these things to you about this mark of the beast. When I went over researches about what was really going on by looking at the movie, that these couples had a daughter, and they went over there to get the daughter. So when they goes over there, they had to go over there and get the mark. So the daughter starts shouting at the daddy about this mark. So the mama went and snuck in the kitchen to call the people over there on her. And they was trying to set her up to get this mark. So when they told her what taking you so long, after they explained everything to them about, they execute both of them even though they had the mark. Cause they was hiding their daughter to keep her from not getting it. And things like when people get this type of mark or whatever, which just means that Jesus is most likely gonna get saved this world. And when he give him this world, it's going to be hell on earth. Trust me. Now, all these false people, even I'm gonna tell you, even church people gonna try to get it too. Because they wants to have their own, they want to keep their house up, they want to keep their job, and they don't realize that this nothing in this world is not your friend. Revelation 19:20 says, and the beast was captured, with it the false prophet who was it presents has done the signs by which he deceived those who had received the mark of the beast, for who worship the image. Those two was thrown alive into the lake of fire that burned with sulfur. Those two people that received the mark of the beast. Remember, like I said, remember we told you about those two? They had got executed. When you get executed and you receive the mark, you automatically, it's going to be denied. Automatically. You already going to go to the lake of fire with burn and suffer. You already going there automatically. So you will not be accepted because you stayed. You agreed to this. You agreed to this. Now, when you go get this mark, you're going to have people trying to convince you to get it. They're going to have people convince you to get it. They've been talking about this for years. Your co-workers going to be like, and they're going to try to convince you. Your boss going to try to convince you, because if you don't get it, they will let you go. But I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to give you an example. Do you remember the vaccine, the COVID-19 vaccine? They said some people refused to get it under religious that we aren't supposed to get it. That people going over there and getting the vaccine, and you gonna try to argue with them down, argue down with you. They want to argue down with you. They want to argue with you, and you can explain this to them that, well, I refuse to get this because I'm going by what the book said, Jeremiah 19:5, for example, that this don't supposed to happen. And they want to see a shot card, a thing called card. They want to see it and make sure you got it. This is the same thing with this. They want to see a mark on your hand to make sure you got it. They're going to scan it and say, okay, he got it. They don't want to see no fake one. This is why they go in them White Houses, they start destroying things while they in office. Like Joe Biden, when Joe Biden convinced everybody to take the vaccine, then not only that, some of the people end up getting sick still because they took the shot. And people been forced. So right now, they've been forced to get the vaccine. I didn't want it. I knew already I didn't want it. Same thing with the roommate. The roommate wanted me to get the shot, wanted to see the card and all that stuff. Because ever since that COVID came out, it's been a whole lot of problems. Because they don't understand what they talk about, so they want to see you go down with them. Same thing with this mark. There's going to be a bunch of back and forth behind this. It's going to be a whole lot of refuse behind this. Now, it don't matter what you rich or poor. Let's see what Revelation 13:16 says. Also, it calls all both small or great, both rich and poor, both free and slave, to be marked on the right hand and forehead. It doesn't matter if you rich, poor, or whatever. You a bum or you're a homeless man sleeping in the dang on street. You going to get it. You going to get it no matter what. And it's going to be a whole lot of people going to try to get it. All the homeless people going to try to get it in order to survive on earth. Now, I'm going to tell you something. You're going to have some smart homeless people that's going to refuse to get it. There's going to be some homeless people going to refuse because they sleep in the streets and sleep in the streets. That don't mean nothing. They know what it is. You got some homeless people don't even smoke no drugs or drink. I'm just telling you the facts. So you know if they tell you, where's your mark? We cannot accept this. We can't accept your money. I'm gonna give you an example. I looked it on Facebook. It was a woman and a kid went up there trying to buy something. The person at the cashier refused to take her money. The next person went up there and he did this with his head. And he took the scanner and scanned the man's head and took his items. The lady was shocked. The lady was shocked to see that. Because you got to buy something and you got to sell something in order to have that mark. People going to try to talk you into getting it. You're going to have your boss, you're going to have your supervisor, your friends, your co-workers. You're going to have people going to try to talk you into getting this. Because it's mandatory. That's why you're going to be forced to get this by the government. The government, you're going to see a lot of people with they get right hand. You're going to see people with that shit on their head. You're going to see a lot of people with it. A whole lot of people with it. Because they got to have that in order to eat, in order to survive on earth. You got to have a place to stay. I said, I can't get in the cold but it's going to be a lot of people is going to refuse. And they're going to be a fugitive for the rest of their life because they refuse to get the mark. Just like when the boyfriend took the girl went with her boyfriend because they always fled, and her and her friend, they fled from the government. And the boyfriend took them to a cabin when all those people was non-marked. They didn't have no mark. The lady was by the computer, was supposed to be making those fake marks, which is the New World Order. And when the boyfriend says, I'll be right back, the boyfriend went out there and called the government. And that's how them people came. When the other dude, he was a big dude, he wrestled him to the ground and killed him. And when they wiped when they look, and when they wiped his hand, the mark came off. He didn't have the mark. He had a fake one. And that was the boyfriend had a fake one. But at the same time, he set them up by the government. But at least they went out because they refused. But at the end, the thing is, there's a lot of people wants to convince you to do this. And they know. Now, we're going to do Revelation 13, 1 and 18 says, and I saw the beast rising out from the sea with 10 horns and 7 heads, with 10 diadems on his horns, and Pharsamus name on his head. And the beast that I saw was like a leopard. Its feet was like bears, and its mouth is like a lion's mouth. And to it the dragon gave its power and his thrones and great authority. One of the heads seemed to have a mortal wound, but its mortal wounds had healed. And the whole earth marveled as it follows the beast, and they worship the dragon. For he has given his authorities to the beast, and they have worshipped the dragon. For he has given his authority to the beast. Right? They give it authority to the beast. And they worshiped the beast, saying, who is like the beast? Who can fight against it? I had to say that part twice because I want to make them understand what they was talking about with the 7 heads and 10 horns. And worship that dragon. And the beast has given a mouth uttering hardy and blasphemy words. And it was allowed to exercise authority for 42 months. Exercise 42 straight months. 42 months. That's what, a couple of years. Now, listen, now, let me explain all these things to you about it. Let me explain something to you about this. I advise you. Believe in Jesus. Do not get it. If I have to run for the rest of my life for this government, I'm going to refuse. I am not getting it. If they going to fire me, they just going to have to fire me. If I be homeless, I'll just be homeless. If I starve, I'll just starve. I find a way. But I am not going to get it. That means I'm going to be the first person who will refuse. So, let me tell you, you have the right to refuse. If they want to execute, go right ahead. Hit the like button. See, because let me tell you, I know, you know, that all these people is using the religion for their own special pleasure needs. You do not use the religion. Better yet, I ain't gonna use it. You don't use the church. You don't use the Lord of your special pleasure needs. I don't care what's going on. If you're gonna be faithful, you be faithful. Because when this comes, oh, it's all gonna happen. And it's been saying this for a long time with this book here. And not only that, you're gonna have people now when you go get this mark, when they go they gonna ask you who else you got. After you show them your ID, social, whatever, your information, your potentials, whatever, they're gonna ask you who else live in the house with you. That's what they asked that couple. Who they live in that house with you? They said nobody. So when she looked in the computer, she ain't dumb. She know another woman, she know another person living in that house, which is their daughter. They told them if she comes over there to their house, call us. They gave, when they stopped and talked to them, they gave they gave the daddy, which is the husband, a card and said, if she comes over there, call me. So when the girl came over there, they already had the mark. And that's when the mama snuck in the kitchen and called them. I'm gonna tell you, I believe they was already outside watching, waiting for her to come in. That's what I believe. I mean, that's on the movie, but something like that can happen too. They could be parking in front of your house across the street and watch. Same thing the police do, the FBI do. They will sit across the street and watch you because they want to convince everybody in this earth to get the mark. They want everybody on earth to get it. And there's going to be a lot of people confused. When people start confusing, that's when they start looking for you. That's when they start being after you. Hit the like button. They want to be after you because they want to make sure you down with the cause. And they want to make you. See, all this world is about manipulation. It's about force. Successive force, they force you to do things that you don't want to do. It's just like I'm gonna give you an example. Just like when you go to one of them audience, right? I'm gonna tell you, when you go to those audience, right? And you see something that's funny, they have a sign say laugh. Right? They laugh. When they put a sign say clap, they clap. It could be stuff, it ain't even funny. They put up laugh. They have a sign up say laugh. That's what they does in Hollywood. They make you do things. It's like a force. Yeah. And that's why all these people is taking shots at each other over stupidity. Now, what they're gonna try to take shots at each other about this mark. Same thing. We're gonna read Revelation 13 to 16 through 18. And also all the both small and great, both rich and poor, both free and slave, to be marked on their right hand and their forehead, so no one can buy or sell unless he has a mark. It is the name of the beast or the number and his name or calls. This is called wisdom. Let the one who has understanding calculate the number of the beast, for the number of a man, and his number is 666. It's a number. You can even get the beast name or you can get the number. It don't make no difference. Because if you get the mark of the beast, you're going to have a mark with his name on it. It could be a barcode, anything, but it's going to have his name. A blasphemy name. Because it's rumored, this is because God do not accept blasphemy. He do not forgive blasphemy. So when you put that name on your body, you with it. Both free and slave to be marked on their right hand, which is here, and your forehead, so no one can buy or sell unless he has a mark that is the name of the beast and a number. Hit the like button. Now, I'm saying that it's got to have a name. It's a name. Because when everybody get it, you're going to know exactly what you go. That's why people going to start running. People going to start trying to run out the country. Let me tell you, you could do it. You can run for the rest of your life. You can run to an island. You can run anywhere. Because when you go, it's going to be, it's international. The mark of the beast is going to be international. It's going to be international. So you want to run to Germany? Go and run to Germany. If you want to run to the UK, run to the UK. You want to run to Norway, Sweden, Croatia, you want to run to those countries? Run to them. You can run to Morocco. If you want to run to Morocco, you run to Morocco. North Africa. You want to run there? Run there. South Africa. You want to run there? You want to run to Cape Town? Run to Cape Town. Nigeria. Lagos, Nigeria. You want to run there? Run there. But guess what? It's all over the world. Canada, South America, Argentina, Brazil, Chile, Uruguay. You going to have it all over the world. Madagascar. You going to run because it's everywhere. So ain't no point running. You can run for the rest of your life. You can hide for the rest of your life. But do not have nobody with you if you do, because that person can run, them person can go rat you out. Just like the boyfriend did on that movie. When you running from those people, when you run from the government, if you run from the police or whatever, for example, you cannot bring nobody with you. You can't trust nobody. Because you could be in there sleep. I could be in there sleep. Next thing you know, these motherfuckers call the peoples on you. Call the government. Next thing you get up, they right there. Grab you, take you up there. Now you got the mark. They make you get the mark. Because somebody that you know that's close to you dropped a dime on you. And it's always, I'm going to explain to you again in Revelation 13:17. So that no one can buy or sell unless he has the mark that is the name of the beast or the number at his name. See? He explained this to you again on the Bible. He explained this to you on the Bible. Unless you have a name or a number. It don't matter. You can have his name or you can have his number. If the number is 666, you can have 666 on you. It don't make no difference. Or you can have his name. They have two different marks. Or you can have his name and you can have the number. It don't matter. It's up to you. Or you can have it either way you want to do. But I'm going to tell you right now, you will be denied. Once you go to Christ, you will be denied. Trust me, you will be denied. So, I'm telling you right now, you will be denied. It's so, because right now, over millions of people are been denied already. You've been denied. So, that's why when they say accepted, means you in heaven. God took you. The ones that's going to be accepted is not going to have the mark. It's going to refuse. But the ones who take the mark is going to be denied by Christ. So, Revelation 14:9 says, And another angel, a third, followed them, saying with a loud voice, if anyone worship the beast and his image of receiving the mark on his forehead or in his head. Another angel, a third, followed them, saying with a loud voice. So he let them know that if anybody gets it, will be denied, will be not accepted by Christ. If anybody gets it with a loud voice. So he let it be known, an angel. So what I'm trying to say is, those things you gonna have to be aware. It's gonna happen. It can happen next year. It can happen this year. You never know what's gonna happen. You don't never know what's gonna happen. You don't know what's gonna take place. You don't know what's gonna happen. You can say, but right now, we're gonna go over rapture soon. And the rapture is gonna it's gonna be almost the same thing, but it's gonna turn all the way around. But you know where you gonna have to be if you get it. You can run your store. But I know now there's gonna be a lot of people tonight. It's gonna be a lot of wars going on. It's gonna be a lot of traffic. It's gonna be a lot of scared people that's gonna run. It's gonna try to hide, and it's gonna like, well, because you know they is after you. You go to somewhere where it's people at, but you gotta be careful. You got to let them know right now that anybody called the government, because you can't trust nobody when it comes to stuff like this. Now, Revelation 13:18 says, this call for wisdom, let the ones who understand calculate the number of the beast, for the number of a man, and his number is 666. Same thing. Remember, we went over that already. And let me see, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen to you now if you receive the mark. Revelation 14:11. This call for wisdom. Let the ones who has understanding calculate the number of the beast. We went over that already. That's under Revelation 13:18. Now, Revelation 14:11 says, and the smoke of the torment goes up forever and ever, and they have no rest day and night, these worshipers of the beast and his image, and whoever received the mark of his name. You gonna suffer. I ain't say it. The book said it. Telling you down. You better refuse. Please refuse. Don't get it. Do not get it. Please don't. I'm telling you now. Don't get that mark. I'd rather be homeless. Because I'm like, you know what? Forget this. People plan to follow a leader, but don't get it. If you want to be accepted by Christ, just don't have it. Revelation, let's see. We went over all these things already from Revelation 13:1. We're going to go over Revelation 7:3 says, say, do not harm the earth or the sea or the trees unless we have sealed the servants of our God on their forehead. They tell you do not harm, even though the world is over, even though the mark of the beast is here, but don't still destroy the earth. Do not harm the earth or the sea or the trees. Don't harm nothing on earth right now until We are sealed with the service with God on your forehead. So you won't have a mark of God as well. If you got God on your forehead. If you work God right here on your forehead right there, you one of his. If you got, but do not harm it yet. Let Jesus, let God see what's going on next. The next step, what God gonna do next. And when he said, put that on your forehead, then do so. But right now, don't destroy the earth yet. Let's wait for God and let him decide of what we need to do next, since we don't have the mark of the beast. So Revelation 16:2 says, and all that dwell on earth will worship it. Everyone whose name was not written before the foundation of the word in the book of life of the Lamb who was slain. Now, we're going to read this again. And all dwell on earth, dwell on earth, will worship it. Everyone whose name is not written before the foundation of the world. So, let me explain this to you. When you go, I'm going to explain this again. When you go out there, don't let this happen. You're going to have a lot of people getting in line. And they're going to say, what is this? They're going to say, well, we're getting the mark now. Do not get in line and do not follow those people. Because those people is not going to be accepted. And they're going to be like, because people don't believe the Bible. They don't believe it. They think this Bible is a made up Bible. They think it's a lie. They think it's all is made up and this and that. Even though it's different Bibles and there are different verses, but as me being a Christian, this is an English Standard Version Bible, where you know the beast ain't nothing but a devil, and that's when everybody gonna get it. Like I said, the people already evil. The people here in America already evil as it is. Like I said, that's who's gonna destroy Earth. It's the United States. That's who's gonna destroy the Earth. And then it's gonna be other third world countries gonna destroy, but this place is the main place it's gonna destroy. Now, Revelation 16:2 says, so the first angel went and poured out its bowl on the earth, and harmful and painful sores came upon the people who are born the mark of the beast and worship his image. So when they had the mark of the beast, they started worshiping the image of it, which is the 7 horns, the 10 heads, and 7 horns, with a lion mouth. They worship that thing. That's why when people start worshiping other gods, that's why I say, thou should not worship other gods. Because these gods didn't do 7 days, hard work. You do not worship those other gods. And they sit here worshiping a beast. A beast. And they'll be like, because right now, everybody's been tested. Everybody. Now, what I'm going to read is Galatians 6:17. For now on, let no one cause me trouble, but I bear on my body of marks of Jesus. Like you have a mark, you have Jesus mark all over you. Because you know you're going to worship Jesus Christ. You have him in your heart, in your soul. You have him heart in your soul. Because Jesus know. I'm telling you, I said, Lord, help me. They trying to take me. They trying to put this mark on me, Lord. And I need help, comfort. I need you to comfort me. And he gonna be right there with you. Because he know that he ain't gonna let nothing happen to you. He gonna protect you. Him and the angels gonna protect you from those devils that's gonna come get you and want to put that mark on you and drag you right down there with them. Hit the like button. Now, Revelation 14:1 and 20. I looked, and behold, on Mount Zion stood the Lamb with him 144,000 who had his name and his father's name written on their forehead. And I heard a voice from heaven like the roar of many waters, and I like a sound loud thunder. The voice I heard was like a sound of harpists playing on their harps. And they were singing a new song before the throne and before the four living creatures and before the elders. The elders. No one can learn the song except the 144,000 who has been redeemed from the earth. And those two had not defined themselves with women, and they were virgins. It is these of following the Lamb wherever he goes. These have redeemed the mankind of first fruits of God and the Lamb. And their mouth no lie we found, for there are blameless. Now, 144,000 been accepted. They have the Father's name, his Father's name written on their forehead. God. They had God written on their forehead. And they heard a loud voice from heaven like a roar of many waters. They heard those loud voices, those loud noise. So those 144,000 isn't in heaven. Those 144,000, they had the mark of his name on their foreheads. They refused to take that evil mark. They refuse. They like, we don't want this. If we believe in God, we believe in God. So you should never get the mark of the beast. You should never get Satan's name, the blasphemy name, and his damn, and the 666 written on you. Hit the like button. We not gonna get that. Simple as that. We're not getting it. And that's it. 144,000 received God's mark. And they've been taken and been accepted by Christ. What y'all talking about? So don't overtalk me about this. It's telling you it's an evil mark. They telling you all these different things. If you coming here and telling me, oh, you gotta get it, or you can't get your job, it's all over the news. The president is, wait a minute. Guess what? Keep your job. It goes for all in, keep your job. Keep all this. I don't need it. If they want to put me out, they can too. I'd rather sleep out in the street. I'll go buy a tent and I'll sleep out there. I will not get back in it. Buy a trailer with a little money and I sleep out there. Give me some money, I'll sleep out there. I'm not going to get it. I'm sorry, I am not getting it. That's it and that's all. because I want to be one of those 144,000. And I know everybody else want to be at 144,000 too, because that's 144,000 people has been approved and accepted, and they refused from this evil world is not your friend. That's it. The friend, now, the end of the day, now, the girl finally got the mark. She told him, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, he got to get it. She had to end up getting it and got forced to get it because they captured her already. And they killed the friend because the friend refused. They killed her friend because the friend refused. Hit the like button. There's refusable. There's refusable. There's refusable. Now, do you know everything is had to be simple? Everything has to be simple. Let's jump over to Deuteronomy 6:8 says, you shall blind them with a sign of your hand, and they shall be as frontage between your eyes. Right here. Right here. Do you know? Let's stop right quick. Let's stop right quick. Do you know when you born in this world? Do you know you was a baby? Do you know you live shortly in this world? Do you know this is a temporary world? This world is temporary. You're not going to be here forever. You going to get old, and you're going to get old, and you're going to come up out of here. A person will never touch a dope pipe in their life, a cigarette, a beer, and never ate that fake food, and they still dies. Exercise and have everything right. Never ate fried chicken, never ate fast food, never smoked a cigarette or drink or do drugs, and they still dies. Think about this. Think about it. Ate all the right food, all the good food. Now, Revelation 22:4 said they will see his face and his name will be on their forehead. It's already knew it. It's already due. You know? Now, let's read Daniel 7:4 says, the first was like a lion and has eagle's wings. Then as I looked, its wings were plucked off, and it was lifted up from the ground and made a stand on 2 feet like a man. And a mind of a man has given to it. A lion with eagle's wings and stand up like a man? Yeah. That's what you're doing. It's all types of animals. Unnecessary stuff. You will be scared. Yeah, you'll be scared. But you got your Lord. Got your angels. It's with the Lord. There's nothing to be scared of in his lifetime. Now, Revelation 12:9 says, and the great dragon was thrown down, an ancient serpent who called the devil and Satan, that received of the whole world, that's thrown down to the earth, and his angels was thrown down with him. So if God gives Satan this world, he going to most likely destroy it. 100%. Revelation 12:9 said this. The dragon was thrown down. The ancient serpent was called the devil and Satan to deceiver of the whole world. He was thrown down to earth, and his angels was thrown down there with him. So if they get down with this world right now, all that's going down. All that is going down. His angels, and it's all going down with him. Everything. Because once he gives him this earth, once he gets Satan this earth, it's not going to be pretty. That's why God is taking all his people now that refuse the mark. He's taking his people. He's going to take his people away. Now, Revelation 13:12 says, it exercised all the authority of the first beast in the presence, and make the earth and its inhabitants worship the first beast, whose mortal wound is healed. Now, the first beast is going to be presence. Let me tell you why. Let me explain to you. Let me explain this to you. When you get everything together, when you get everything ready, and when you get everything together of the mark, when things like this comes, the first beast is going to come. Remember that. The trumpets. And when those trumpets goes, it's all going to hit it's going to be a war. Right now, the God and the devil is in war right now, in battle. That's why we have to let God handle his battle with these devils. We cannot take these battles ourselves. We got to take these battles, let God take these battles. Now, we're going to read Exodus 13:9 says, and it shall be to you as a sign on your hand, and as a memorial between your eyes, that the law of the Lord may be in your mouth. With a strong hand of the Lord has brought you out of Egypt. See, because one more thing. Listen, do not get it. You know what I'm saying? Don't get that mark. Be one in 144,000. You will be counted. You know, right now, he's looking. He's watching. He knows who's going to be going, who's not going. Because it's a prison. 10 times worse than Supermax prison. Think of 50,000 Colorado ADX in Florence, Colorado. Think of 50,000 ADX prison put together. That's how it is. It's just like 50,000 Supermax prisons put together. And we're going to do one more of this. Ezekiel 9:4 says, and the Lord said to him, pass through the city, through Jerusalem, and put a mark on the forehead as a man who sighed or groaned over the abominable or commit on it in it. So they passed around the city to put a mark. So they pass it around. Pass it around. Make sure everybody be that 144,000 to be accepted. Be that one that you will be accepted. Now, we're going to do 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3 says, let no one deceive you. If any way, for the day will not come unless the rebellion come first, and the man of lowliness revealed, and the son of destruction. Now, let me tell you this. All this is going to happen. Don't just be prepared. Be prepared of it. And don't let these people try to sabotage you and manipulate you into this mark. Don't let these devils take you under their wing. Be the 144,000 and be accepted by Christ. So thank you for watching Real Talk Gospel. God bless you. God love you. Amen. Amen.